What's up, everybody? Welcome to the No Scrubs Allowed podcast. It is officially February 1st, and our dry
Yes,
January is over. Seal, how are you doing, bud?
I will be doing better here in about 3 seconds. In about a minute.
I
Nah,
drank before the cheers, but it's okay.
that makes me sound like a real alcoholic. But I'm doing good, man. It's been
I went
a
and got the
good
big wave.
a good week. I went and got the small bottle. I
Nice.
was like, "Do you have any small JMOs back there?" And they pulled this one out instead of the real small one. I was like, "Yeah, why not?" But no, really good weekend. Really good weekend in sports for me because something that I like to talk about a lot is the shittiness of the refs, and they were in the forefront as fuck with a lot of sports. Well, both the main sports that are going on right now,
Right.
everything but hockey, I guess. And I got to watch the Joker go ham on Australia since he wasn't able to last year. So all in all, a pretty damn good week for I. How about you, sir? How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Physically, I'm sore as shit, but
Oh
other
yeah, I
than
forgot to
that,
let you know. I finished my push-ups yesterday. So I literally had it
nice.
spaced out. Oh, I'm still like I think 110 off of suicides.
I'm
That
195 off,
that 10
baby.
a day, that 10 a day was
It's impossible.
stupid.
Yeah, I
Was
can't.
stupid of
Yeah.
us.
I thought that it was easier, and I went out there and I ran one, and run one was easy as shit. Like I was like, all right, bet this is cool. I took a 30-second rest. The
That
second
that
one
third
felt
one.
like I was fucking running in quicksand. I already
Yeah,
was done.
that third one for me is where I mind over matter, and it's a
Yeah.
lot more than a 30-second break after that one.
Well,
The
like I'm
most I
trying
did
to
10
to do with
twice,
just like a
and
30
it
second or
took
a
a
1 minute
long
break.
time.
Yeah, that would take me an hour easily. So we were
Cheers, brother.
stupid. Cheers. We don't know
Ah,
how suicides
yeah.
work anymore in our 30s, so um, as long as we get them done in 2022 or 20 whatever year it is, 2023, we're happy. No, it's been honestly, it's been difficult for me to get out there and do them because we have games. I don't want to kill myself, so I can't really run on Monday. I can't run on Tuesday because that's game day. I don't want to run on Wednesday because I'm sore from the game. So it's been really difficult, but I will get out there and get at them, and hopefully, as my cardio gets better, my goal, it's not necessarily suicides, but to run links of the court, literally just turn on a timer and run links of the court for 20 minutes and then
That'd
stop.
be
Because if I
dope.
can do that, then I can obviously play a full half of basketball. So that's what I'd like to do by the maybe next season when your season's starting up too, when our season's actually aligned.
Yeah, that's my goal. Maybe not do that particularly. That sounds like fucking misery, let alone the suicides
Not
that we're already
sprinting
trying to
it, but
do.
like a normal basketball
Oh, just like,
pace.
all right. Yeah.
Because then, like, if you can do that nonstop for 20 minutes, then you can do the bursts in basketball a little better because you get a rest in real basketball. So
Yeah.
I think it'll be
Yeah, but that's my
like
goal. And
a
that's why the suicides were something I was excited for, was to get conditioned and ready to go by my season. And like you're very aware of your goals, and you know it's not going to happen overnight. And you've been going at it for what, about maybe over a year
almost a
now,
year. Now the
almost a
the
year.
season that lines up with you is will be a year because
All right,
or at the end
but
of this season basically will be a year.
yeah, man, you've been grinding it out, and you're still going at it, and you haven't gotten down and out on yourself, and you see the progress, even in your game last night, going 50% from three. You don't have to say how many, but
More than
that's
one if it's
really,
50%, that's for sure.
yeah, that's really cool. That you're still going at it and grinding, and even me telling you like, bro, just don't do your shoulders Mondays and Tuesdays. You're like, fuck that, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, not changing.
I wish I had an off season like you did because I would have grinded so hard. Like I'd still take some off of my shoulders, but like when I'm doing like
Whew.
military presses with 50 pounds and then right after, which 50 pounds isn't, or not 50 pounds, it's 25 on each hand, so 50 total, but I'm doing dumbbells. So when I get that up, then immediately going to these lateral raises, bro, it's fucking like
I bet.
I'm dead, dude. And so then I go to the gym the next morning and I shoot, and literally like 5 shots, I'm like, oh geez, okay, stretch it out. It's rough.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
need to start stretching more too. That massage gun's really helping out with just getting
hmm
my muscles to not be rocks and actually be able to move around and not just cramp.
Yeah. Well, before we get to the world that you guys all watch on TV, shout out to my squad. We got a win. We showed up with 6 players.
Ooh.
One of our players got he actually just texted today, a left calf strain, so he's going to be out a couple weeks. But he got that like 2 minutes into the game, so we ended up having to run the whole game. But thank God, luckily, we were playing against a team of bangers that didn't want to run. They wanted to slow it down just like we did. So it helped us play the full game, but we were grinding, we were battling. I took a huge leadership role this season, just because I'm sick and tired of like just like hinting at these things, and then people will be like, all right, whatever. So I was like, fuck this. I'm just gonna be the asshole, and if they don't like it, then whatever. So we started out in a 3-2 zone, and once I realized that they were not 3-point shooters, that they were gonna drive to the basket, I was like, let's switch to a 2-3 zone so that we can trap on the drive. And they were like, okay, cool. And so they switched, and then this dude showed up for them that was straight baller, and like walking up in rhythm, just draining everything. So I was like, all right, we got to pick him up like 2 feet off the 3-point line and basically gift him the drive, like come at him at a fucking angle and just bring him to our defense. And our other like good player got mad. He was like, why would we let him drive? And I was like, bro, like we're not letting him drive. We're gonna stop him at like the free throw line when he comes to come in. And he just didn't get it because they only play park ball, right? So the guy that was playing him was still guarding him like normal. And I said, dude, no, seriously. I said, just run at his right side and make him drive to the left and make him go in for a layup. And he was like, that's so stupid. He's going to get by me. I was like, yes, he is. Just try it one possession, please. He goes out. The dude drives. Me and the other dude trap him, and he turns the ball over. And as soon as he turned the ball over, the one that was getting mad at me, picks up the ball on the turnover and was like, holy shit, that worked. I was like, yeah, exactly. And so like they started listening to things I was saying. And I was like, I might not have the skill to hit shit right now, but I still have the knowledge. I still know what I'm doing. Like, just listen. I've played ball before. I understand some things. And we started doing that, and we started grinding and calling timeouts at the right time and actually talking strategy and doing shit. And it worked a lot. We really got it to go down. So
That's awesome, man. Once y'all get some more bodies in there, that'll really help out because that seems to be y'all's trend, right? Y'all start getting a good squad, and then somebody goes down for a
yeah,
time, or somebody just stops showing up for a couple weeks, and now you're already down half a leg, and you're kind of fucked as a team, and y'all aren't built on. All right, yeah, we can have 5 guys because each of us can put up 20. No, it's not. It's not like that.
right.
So that kind of sucks, but at least he's letting you guys know what his status is and seems to still be bought in to
We
the
have
team. So
4 dudes right now that are fully committed, like full on, fully committed. So sadly he's one of them, and he's the hurt guy. But we have those 4 guys that will show up to off on bye weeks. Will show up for practice every week. We'll do all that. So we have 4 dudes. We'll just keep on grinding, adding dudes, like you said, getting better bodies. All of our people play hard. They want to win, but you can tell we have 4 dudes that are like, yo, we're getting better. So I like that. What was I gonna say? Oh, the refs were fucking. We'll lead into these ref things. Our refs were ass, bro, and they're rec refs. I mean, obviously they're gonna be ass. But I was like talking shit at them, like I always do, because that helps me get in the zone. Like
yeah,
Seal's seen me, like we've been together many times. I don't talk like in a malicious way, but I have to be talking. I have to be saying something. Just it helps me not think too much about the game, I think. So when the ball would go out on me and be like, oh, that's him, even though it wasn't even close. And like the refs were starting to get annoyed at me. And so they called a charge on me. And this was absolutely not a charge. So I got up and I did the LeBron. I'm like, what? I was like, there's no way that's a charge. I was like, what are you talking about? And he's like, you didn't see that man in front of you? I said, yeah, I saw him getting in front of me by moving his feet, and he got ran over. That's not my fault. And then the other guy, the captain of their team, was like starting to get pissy, and he comes over to me and he's like, yo, that is a charge. I've seen basketball more than you have. That's definitely a charge. I was like, I mean, of course it's a charge. That's what the ref called. And but like it was getting in the other people's heads, and I wasn't even trying to do that. I'm just I have to not think. Like, if I'm thinking about my shot or I'm thinking about the pass coming up, I'm going to turn the ball over. So I'm starting to feel myself a little better, get confident in my skin, and be talking, be shouting out commands to my team, and it helps me focus. Where the big three that I hit, I mean, I just caught it, not even thinking, and just swished it. I was like, there you go. Like, if I hezzy, I'm out. So I'm happy that it's starting to feel better.
Good shit, bro. And y'all got a lot of bye weeks to get some practice in too. And quite a
Yeah.
time, what, 2 months now until playoffs again. So you got
No,
some time.
sadly, the fucking playoffs are your wedding.
Oh,
So,
damn.
so I'm probably gonna miss them unless they keep winning, because the first day is the day before your wedding, I think. So like we would have to make it to like the third round for me to make it back in time.
That
But
sucks.
we'll see.
It'll be worth it. You'll have a lot of fun in Florida.
And they'll win, and I'll come back and help them win the championship. I'm not worried.
Hell yeah. Take a little Tom Brady break.
Exactly. Exactly. All right, so let's get into the real world. Let's get into the
Ooh.
world that you guys watch. What's up?
Let's start off with that. Do you think him playing last year was worth it in the end?
Yeah, absolutely. He got to be single again.
So so that's what I was gonna say. Do you think that it wasn't he took time off to try to to fix his family, like, all right, I'm gonna retire to fix my family and all that stuff, and when he realized it wasn't gonna be saved, that the divorce was inevitable, that he decided to go back to football? Or do you think he took the time to try to get a divorce going before football started? He's like, let me retire real quick so I can fucking get this thing started and going so I can get back to football and not have to leave to go to proceedings and shit. Let's do this now. And he only had to leave football one time for that 3 days to people say go do Mass Singer. Some people would say to go film commercials. Maybe it was to go figure out the kid situation and go to court and split everything up and actually get it nailed in the coffin so he could get through a football season and figured out, hey, there's no team. I mean, we see the fucking Pro Bowl quarterbacks right now. There's not a lot of teams that are really healthy or with a
Right.
lot of talent right now that he can easily go to. Like the Bucks were talented as fuck. Jameis Winston the year before was doing great things for that offense. So that was pretty easy. That's not that the NFL isn't in that condition right now. There's just like we thought at the beginning of the season. There's a couple of good teams in each conference.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
I think Brady legit thought he could win. Yeah, we had a shitty year, but we did have a lot of injuries, and if we would have been blessed with the health that we had during our Super Bowl run, we would have been right there with the Eagles. I don't know that we would have beat the Eagles; they were fucking good, but we would have been right there as one of the top two teams if we would have been completely healthy. So I think he saw that and knew that. But as soon as all those linemen started going, he should have just retired mid-season, do the LeBron, and be like, oh, "I see where this is heading. I'm out." Because it was obvious that we weren't going to win after a little while. But I mean, you saw the way we played Dallas in week 1. Like with a fully healthy squad, we would have been fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is what it is.
That's why I'm happy, man, going last year to see that man play. Was
Oh
really
yeah,
cool.
true that. I
That
never
was
saw
really
him play.
fucking
I
cool.
don't care to see him play, but I never saw him play.
Got to see him. Got to see Amari Cooper, Zeke. It was pretty cool. But yeah, R.I.P. to our childhood. Now they're all gone. And Aaron Rodgers is still here, but it's just crazy. Manning brothers, Drew Brees, now Tom Brady. Aaron Rodgers is next. It seems
Yeah.
like, which is kind of cool because I bet a couple people that he was going to go to Vegas, like actual like $10, $20 bets. So now those are pushed.
Oh, Brady? How's that a
Yeah,
push? He didn't go to Vegas.
because they were thinking Niners.
Oh, that's why you don't give him you give him the field, bro. And the field includes retirement. Like you won out on that bet. If they were betting, they're gonna be like, "You think Vegas? It's Vegas or you lose." And then that's the way you got to give the bets.
Yeah, that was me losing money. I'd be like, you can suck it, bro. I ain't paying you shit. He didn't go to no team. That shit doesn't count. He ain't in the field. He's calling the field now.
Which means he'll be in Vegas every now and then. See, he just swinging around like, look, he went to Vegas.
But yeah,
Too bad he's not a Pro Bowl. Yeah, we already did our retirement thing for him. So if you want to go watch the February edition of last No Scrubs Allowed podcast, and it'll be there.
Last year. That's crazy.
Same day last year, so it'll be on there.
Speaking of Pro Bowl, how about Derek Carr? being announced as a Pro Bowler for the AFC, even though he is no longer an Oakland Raider and all facets, but like legit
I
legally.
mean, in contract, yeah, he's still a Raider. I mean, he played the season in the AFC, so it matters. But I think he's well deserved. Not this season, but just in his career, I think he's always been one of those probably top 5 in the conference, but only 3 people make it, And when you're in there with Mahomes and Phillip Rivers and all these guys, and then right after all these people start to retire, you get Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert and these guys coming in, so you're just like, fuck this. But luckily there were a lot of injuries. Obviously, I think it was like 5 injuries, right? Well, 5 people not playing because it was Mahomes, Burrow, Tua, Lamar, and Josh Allen. Was there? I don't think there was another one.
And Justin Herbert was another
So it's
one
like
too.
there are like 6 people that can't play, and that's what allows 7, 8, and 9. And down here with Carr Lawrence, and we're not even gonna say it because there's no scrubs allowed on this podcast. But
It's fucking stupid.
It's pretty crazy. But it is what it is. Like nobody's gonna watch this shit anyway. I might watch the skills competition, probably not, just because I'll be too lazy or wanting to play 2K or some shit as opposed to watching that. But the skills competition is kind of cool. The game is gonna suck.
Yeah, that'll be fun to watch, seeing what Trevor's able to do in the skills competition with how they set it up. If it's anything like last year, I liked how they had the cornerbacks in front of that like Swiss cheese wall kind of thing. That was fun. So that'd be cool to be able to see him do something, because anybody who's watched any kind of Jaguar football, and my biggest thing on the dude can't throw an easy pass, an intermediate pass, can't fucking do it. So that'll be fun to see him just incidentally peg a dude in the ball sack trying to play.
He'll do better than Huntley.
Spots.
Huntley won't even be able to throw it.
He won't even hit the fucking wall.
Exactly.
But yeah, that'll be exciting to see. But yeah, that'll be fun. But that shit's so stupid. Yeah. Like there's one AFC team in the Super Bowl, and there's 4 really good quarterbacks that aren't in it. 2 had just cleared concussion protocol today. Like it's crazy what we're going through. But hey, how about that extra $1 billion they're getting from this extra week? That's so fucking cool, right?
Hey, that's all it's about, is the money, right? So before, I don't even know where we want to go. We usually talk about football at the end, but we're not going to be talking about the Super Bowl, but we do want to recap the games. So we'll start with the recapping the games. Again, we don't give 2 shits about the Pro Bowl, so we'll talk about the Super Bowl next week. But the Eagles game was obvious. We knew exactly what was going to happen. So I believe that nothing would have changed, and I know that you were pretty pro or Eagles. Sorry, we're talking about the Eagles. That's what I said, right? Or did I say Bengals?
Yeah. Eagles.
Okay. The Eagles. We were both pro Eagles, but what do you think would have happened if Brock Purdy hadn't got injured? It would have at least been better. A little bit.
I don't know if it would have been, because I mean, even that first half, it was still a game, right? It kind of sort of got to be a mess at the end of that half and early into the third quarter, when things got out of control. I think that wouldn't have happened. It wouldn't have been that bad. The Eagles still were going to win that game, I feel like 10 out of 10 times, just because they had Brock Purdy at best at quarterback, and that's not going to be able to get it done against that Eagles defense, and not having any kind of offense at all, especially there in the third quarter and fourth quarter at the end.
Right.
That really set them up for failure as a defense, knowing that, hey guys, we have maybe a minute and a half, 2 minutes to take a breather. Now we're right back out there against a running defense. It's not like they go out there and play 20 seconds, incomplete pass, reset. Nah, they're getting ran against. They're getting pushed around. They're getting shoved every play as a linebacker, as safeties, cornerbacks. They're like Devontae Smith is 110 pounds soaking wet, and he blocks like a left guard. Like these guys are like made for running offense, and that defense, poor guys, they were exhausted, and they got put on blast there in the second half. So I don't think that would have changed at all. That defense wouldn't have looked as shitty at the end of that game, because there was a lot of second chance efforts on that Eagles offense that probably wouldn't have been able to happen. Jalen Hurts probably wouldn't have got out so much if that Niners defense wasn't gasping for air.
Well, how about I mean, yeah, they were gasping for air. Yeah, the San Francisco offense wasn't able to do anything. But how about like a 50% Lane Johnson shutting down Nick Bosa, who's one of the best players in the league? We all know that Lane Johnson's amazing. He's a Pro Bowler. He's an All Pro. We're not even going to call people Pro Bowlers anymore. That's not a real thing. He's an All Pro lineman, which is a good thing. But he came out to be hurt. And even if he's not hurt, you expect Bosa to get around him every now and then. Every time he went over to his side, Johnson just shut him down one-on-one, didn't need any help.
Yeah.
So big shout out to him. If you can do that, you're going to be amazing. And the Chiefs, I mean, they have a good guy, obviously, as well, but not quite Nick Bosa, in my opinion, although he's bigger.
And like the
we'll
Lane
see.
Johnson injury is big. Like he's a lineman, and it's one of his limbs. I'm not sure what the injury is.
One of
but
his legs. But,
Yeah, so he's literally playing with like half a body, and
Yeah.
to do that against arguably the best. If Aaron Donald was not in the league, Nick Bosa would be the best defensive lineman in the game. Absolutely, definitely the best edge rusher. TJ Watt's definitely coming up there, but Nick Bosa's Nick Bosa, dude.
Right.
And he doesn't have a Cam Hayward up there. He has Fred Warner, but
Right.
that's the linebacker. So yeah, that was crazy to see. And Jason Kelsey, like the things he was able to do during that game, just
Yeah.
as overall as an offensive line, just demolished that. And we all thought going into that was going to be a bloodbath, and it was a very one-sided bloodbath in the trenches there. So I'm excited. Thankfully, the refs wanted the Chiefs in there because I think the Eagles are going to pretty much look the same exact way coming up in 2 weeks.
Yeah. I think the Bengals would have had a better chance. And
because like
talking about
those real quick, those injuries to those quarterbacks, to Josh Johnson and Brock Purdy, it wasn't an ACL. Like these happened because of quarterback pressure, because of quarterback fucking hits, and the same fucking thing for both of them. Except Josh, and he hit his head on the way down really bad too.
Yeah, he did.
But man, shout out to Brock Purdy though. Came out today too. Tommy John surgery, out all next season after tearing his UCL, whatever the fuck that is in your arm.
One of these young boys.
As I knew it was bad whenever they're sitting there with the pin.
Yeah.
And he's saying I can't feel it. I can't feel it. And then for him to go out there and even throw screen passes, dude.
Yeah.
That kid, I was telling baby girl today, like, and I was like, babe, he has roommates. Like, I'm sure he makes comfortable money. He's probably making like $100,000, $200,000 as the last pick in the draft.
Right.
Which is comfortable money. But the kid is 8-0, like, up to that point. Like, the kid did work, and they have him signed for another 2 years at $100,000 a year.
So it's $705,000. So that's good.
Yeah,
but
comfortable money.
It's
the kid
not
deserves more.
Derek Carr money.
And the fact that he doesn't deserve Derek Carr money, doesn't deserve Blake Bortles money. Like $40 million is a little absurd, but give the kid $5 million. You know, doesn't even have to be a contract extension. Like there's got to be a way for these non-incentive based bonus. Like, hey, listen, you were the last pick in the draft and you did that.
Right.
Here's a $5 million check. You're in California. You're getting 1.8 million of it. Sorry about it. But that's still a lot of fucking money that he is well deserved. And on top of it, he's out of work for a year. So that sucks.
Well, he'll still get paid. So that's nice.
Yeah.
But no, he just this year, and Mr. Irrelevant, last pick of the draft, hardly ever gets
256,
any playing time. So he just bought himself a solid like journeyman career where he might never be a starter again, but he is now going to be that guy that every team signs. If he gets cut, somebody wants him. Like he's going to be that guy now for the rest of his career just because of this one stint that he had. Whereas if he didn't have that, after his 2 to 3 years, he would have probably been scrapping for anything he could get. So good on him. He did what he could, and he's a dog. I expect him to be back and hopefully playing pretty well. He's definitely better than some of these starting quarterbacks, but I don't think he's going to be top tier or anything like that. But he's definitely better than some.
And you can see if you have a team in place, he's not going to fuck it up. Like he's not going to fuck it up, and he can lead a passing offense. He can lead a offense.
Right.
And yeah, he was blessed to have the yak gods. I don't like saying God, but the yak gods over there in Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, fucking Brandon Ayuk, like all these crazy guys on one team. George Kittle, but he like I'd be comfortable in Jacksonville if Trevor Lawrence went down. I'd much rather him come in than Cody Kessler. I'm sure the Ravens would rather him come in over fucking Tyler Huntley. Like, oh, we said.
Well, we're about to have Blaine Gabbert as our starter. So
I mean, no, Kyle Trask will beat him out.
No, Gabbert will start. There are actually grumblings. That sounds bad, but rumors that we'll grab Richardson if he drops to us, and we'll just have two Florida quarterbacks going at it with Blaine Gabbert holding it down.
See, let me get my little. That's stupid, though, right?
What?
Because Anthony Richardson, he's looked at as a second, third round. Like he's the fifth quarterback to go right now, and everybody. That's stupid, though, right?
That he's the fifth quarterback to go. It's just
he didn't throw a touchdown in the last 8 weeks of football in college. There's only 13 of them.
It's the paperwork, man. He's big, he's fast, he can throw deep. He's inaccurate. He throws a shit ton of interceptions. He's got a lot of downsides, but they're just gonna. It's like when you draft Greg Oden over Kevin Durant. Like there's certain things that the measurables
coming out of high
school,
they're trying them at wide receiver right now or tight end.
Yeah,
but not. I'm so happy we have Trevor Lawrence, and that's not even a thought. But I would be so pissed off, even if the 5th round, like. Bro, try a fucking lineman from one of these under schools. It works.
We'll see, man. I mean, Richardson's new to the game. If we draft him, I'm going to get bought in, and I'm going to defend it all day long, and I'll be happy to see what happens.
I might get a jersey. I'd get a Trask jersey first, probably, actually.
Yeah, me too.
I think excuse me, I'm not used to this anymore.
Yeah, right?
I'm not used to it. But I think Trask has a really good shot if he gets on the field. And I think in preseason he'll be able to play a lot. And since there's only 3 games, he'll be able to get in there if they are comfortable with Blaine leading the offense and kind of change the minds. And we both know Blaine. I mean, it's been, almost a decade now since he's fucked over a franchise in Jacksonville. But damn, 2000, yeah, it's been a decade. Holy shit.
I think he's in his 13th year.
Wow. So yeah. So I don't think he's got that in him. And Kyle Trask, we've seen this is his whole life. Like this whole thing that's going on in the NFL happened in college. It happened in high school. I mean, those guys were really good. We know the names, but none of them were Tom Brady. So this would just just sum up the whole thing to come in next year and lead a team to 7-8 wins that thought they were only get 4 or 5 because they're in rebuild mode.
I hope we give Trask the chance. Like you said, even if we get Blaine Gabbert and we expect him to be okay, serviceable, which he sure is, I guess. He's at least a good locker room guy. We're not trying to win now with Blaine Gabbert, so why not see what our younger guys can do? If they suck, if they get injured, whatever, I'd love to have Gabbert there. I'm happy about that. But at least give him a chance. Don't just sit and let him watch from the bench. So anyways, going back to the games, the Bengals and the Chiefs were pretty evenly matched. But the Bengals, I texted it to Eddie.
This, bro.
I swear 6 times. I said, the Bengals can't get any breaks, man. I said it in the first quarter when they were down 10-3 or 13-3, whatever they were. And I was like, man, the balls are just bouncing the wrong way. All the calls are going the wrong way. Every third down is going the wrong way. I was just like, nothing. They can't catch a break. Jamar Chase got just slammed across the helmet, and the refs didn't say anything. And then on the next play or the next drive, Kansas City gets to redo a third down. It's just what is going on, man?
Twice. When that happened, so the whole game pretty much I figured, they're not going to let the Bengals win. And I was at work for a little bit of it. For a little bit of it. I got out at the end of the first half. But so I'm just going and looking on Bleacher Report, and I'm seeing these penalties. And at first, they're putting them in the right way. All right, yeah, they got a little 5-yard automatic first down here. That they can't say anything about that. All right, all neutral. Come on, bro. All these little ticky tacks, And then they start getting dumb, right? And then you see the no calls. Jamar Chase literally could have lost his head.
Yeah.
Like, he could have just been shoulders, like head and shoulders, Troy Polamalu, not around anymore, just shoulders. and then the third down, and then the third down, and then the third down, and nothing happened on your YouTube or audio just now. That's literally what happened in an NFL game. And they couldn't get it, so they literally had to say, "Okay, well, fuck it, first down, fuck it." They did
And
something wrong.
it sucks because it was like 3rd and 14, right? And they get a 5-yard penalty that gives them a first down. Listen, I understand that's not the refs cheating. That's what the rule of the law is. If you get a defensive holding, it's an automatic first down. But they knew they didn't call illegal like touching or whatever. Like they knew they had to give the first down, so they were like defensive holding, automatic first down. It's so stupid.
Yeah, and even on when they show the amount of yards out of bounds Pat Mahomes is when he gets hit,
Yeah.
you could see at the very bottom of that same fucking graphic CBS Sports put out 2 Chiefs players mauling Bengals players still that they had been doing since the beginning of the play. And but once the third downs happened, I knew
You knew it was over.
I knew for a fact that it was a setup, and I was surprised that it was 2020 for so fucking long, and it waited until the end of the game because the refs and the Chiefs had so many chances. And shout out to the Bengals for still fighting, still staying in it.
Yeah.
And that's why I was genuinely scared of the Bengals more than any other team because, like you saw, we only lost by 7 points to the Chiefs and the fucking refs. These motherfuckers almost won
beat
against the Chiefs and the Jets and the refs. So, yeah, they're a scary team. And as much as the NFL doesn't want a Bengals dynasty because they're a small market, just as much as they don't want a Jaguars dynasty because we're a small market, you can't deny how good the Bengals are. You can't deny what the Jaguars are going to be doing. And it's unfortunate, but the Chiefs are fucked in their own rights because they have Frank Clark, Chris Jones, and in the secondary.
Exactly.
And that's their own fault in getting the honey badger so long ago and spending all your money on him and then flooding it all in the offense. Fucked yourself.
Yeah. So the Chiefs came away with the win because of Mahomes getting a nice flop to the ground. Those are always going to be tough.
Again, within the rules of the game.
Yeah. The refs can defend every call that they made. That's not what we're saying, but it's stupid. It's calls that don't go. Like if that was a game in October in the second quarter in mid-October, nothing. They would not have called the damn thing on that. But because of where it is, it gets called. So what are you looking at over there, Seal?
Y'all are down by 29 to the Hawks right now.
Because our guys aren't doing anything.
I think I put y'all on my parlay, bro.
I don't even think I bet us today.
I'm just gonna go on and start doing yours. But yeah, we both know the NFL isn't rigged, right? Like, and as far as script writing, we definitely can both agree that the NFL can sway. Like, let it be known, like, listen, in this game, look for this, look for that. Try, like, make sure you know about this and that. And they'll go in and say, oh, hey, we knew this was, oh, why are you calling that on us and not them? Like, against Jacksonville, they probably know that we like to hit the quarterback high and to watch out for it. So the next series, when they did it to us, well, that's not what we're looking for. We didn't see it. So shit like that definitely happens.
And there's definitely like favorite players, quote unquote, as in like Patrick Mahomes is going to get that. That's just all. Yeah, that's all of what happens. That's a normal thing. And Burrow would have probably gotten that call too, but not in this game. He wouldn't have. But
the head ref for that game's son put a large wager on the Chiefs to win that game.
Yeah, that's tough.
And he had no idea about it. And then going back and watching, like,
you shouldn't be able to bet on games that your immediate family member is directly involved with.
So eventually, like, and people say, oh yeah, we've always thought this. No, we always knew the refs had a tough job. We always knew the refs got it wrong sometimes. But even before the Tuck, I think Tuck rule is when we all realized, all right, this shit's about the money.
Yeah.
But back in the day, back in the good old days, the 90s, the 80s, the 70s, the 60s, it was just a human error. Like, they're playing the game. We
Right.
got to get back to that. History always repeats itself. We got to get back to that. Like, listen, you have the views. All the fans want now is a right game. And it doesn't matter what you want in the end. The best team needs to win. That's why
Nobody
we love
wanted
March
Burrow and
Madness so
Hurts,
much.
though. Nobody wanted the Burrow Hurts Super
No
Bowl.
shit, and
There
that's
wouldn't
why
have
we
been a
didn't get it.
storyline.
But when Hurts goes off and runs for 160 yards and throws for 280 and has 5 total touchdowns and they beat the Chiefs by fucking 20, what are they going to do? Oh, man, we're going to go for the Eagles for the next 10 years now because they're the only team in the NFC, and now they realize the AFC has a bunch of dogs?
They like the city of Philly. The NFL likes the city of Philly, so.
Oh, they love Nick Sirianni. They love Howie.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's tough. But, hey, congrats to those two teams. They'll meet in the Super Bowl in a couple weeks, and we'll talk about them next week. Let's stay in football for a little bit.
Eagles by $1 billion.
Because we have some storylines that did happen. Obviously, we already talked about Tom Brady retiring, but one of the big stories, we're waiting on all these dominoes to fall, right, for the free agency, and luckily Tom got his out early. The other one that got out early is that Sean Payton is going to be going to the Broncos.
Yeah.
How surprised are you at that? I mean, I think he wanted to go to the Chargers, but the Chargers are too cheap to get rid of their coach. So that he's going to stay there. But why would he go to the Broncos? The Broncos, in my opinion, don't have a chance to do well. So why would he go there?
Because at the end of the day, his options got slim. They got very slim as old San Francisco guy went to Houston. I think he was down with Houston. And the simple fact that Davis Mills has shown that he is capable of leading a team,
Right.
if need be, but also that next year, not this season that they're about to have, but the year after, they get to start fresh after the Deshaun Watson trades.
Right.
After old boy coming in, Billy O coming in and giving
Messing
away
everything
everything and they get to start fresh, So I felt like that was a good thing, but they wanted DeMeco more. And also the Broncos, come to find out, there's murmurs, not grumblings, murmurs going around that the Broncos wanted DeMeco as well over Payton.
Yeah.
But I think that his option was Russell Wilson or Kyler Murray. And
Ooh, yeah,
you want to go with a more vetted guy. Yeah, Russell had a horrible year, but as a head coach, that's we both know we play those games. I saw you playing the Football Manager the other day. We love
that
works in
game.
progress.
Yeah.
Like we love to fix shit. We love to get drafted by the Utah Jazz because they don't have that dominant center anymore. So we're going to be that in my career. We're going to take them to the championship again. Take them to as competitors, we love those challenges. And yeah, if he was able to do that with Kyler, oh, okay, you got him off of video games. That says nothing as a head coach. But to have to go through and see what Nathaniel Hackett wasn't able to do, and Nathaniel Hackett is a well-respected offensive guru, offensive genius in the NFL. So with Payton's able to go there, and I think he will be able to do it and turn Russell Wilson around back into the guy he was coming out of NC State, Wisconsin, whichever red and white helmet team he was part of.
He was on both. So.
Are you serious?
He started at Wisconsin and then transferred to NC State for his senior year.
NC State to Wisconsin.
I think it was the other way around. Either way, but he was on both.
Yeah, play with JJ Watt maybe. Who knows?
I don't know, but he was on both.
I don't know.
I do,
but
know
I think he'll be able to flip him out to whatever fucking college he came out of his senior year into the guy that came out immediately being that guy. I think he'll be able to get back to that. Like you alluded to playing basketball earlier, you try not to think about it when you're playing sports. We're all like, oh, how could he not see that? Oh, because probably he was in his head too much and seeing the defense and misread it and thought what he thought, and he really didn't think that at the end. And so once Russ is able to get back into the flow of football like he always was, I mean, his fucking saying is let Russ cook for crying out loud. So I think if anybody can do it, it's Sean Payton. But at the end of the day, he would much rather go to a team that has a 6'5" guy who can sling a ball 40 yards at the flick of a wrist, and just wasn't able to do that.
And the weapons I think are better. Like obviously Hopkins is Hopkins, but the full team weapons that the offense has in the Broncos should be better. So we'll see.
Hopkins isn't even going to fucking be there next year.
Yeah, so I truly do believe that Peyton wanted to go to the Chargers though, and he was just tired of waiting to
I can
see what was going to
appreciate
happen.
the Chargers not giving up on Brandon Staley. He needs, I don't know if it's a GM or
It's Kellen
somebody.
Moore. That's what he needs, and that's what he got. So we're gonna see.
Yeah, and
Because
hey,
he's
shout
gonna
out to
give up play calling to Kellen Moore now. So we'll see if that can change things. Because when he calls the plays, he gets too confident. He gets too stupid. So now he has
Why
a
do you
head
think?
there to guard with him.
Why do you think do you think he wanted the fuck out of Dallas? Like he
Mhm.
was sick of Dak? Because like to think of them like letting him go is mind-boggling.
He's
The
probably
only
sick of
thing he
McCarthy.
wasn't.
McCarthy wants to call the offense. That's what he wants to do.
That's stupid. The only thing that fucked Dallas this year offensively was Dak's ability to throw an interception.
Yeah. No, like McCarthy probably went to Jerry Jones and said, "Listen, this isn't going to change unless you give me full control of the offense." And Jerry Jones said, "Okay, I'll do that." And so Kellen Moore said, "Fuck this shit. I'm not going to sit around and do nothing." And so he's going to go to the Chargers and he's going to be calling that offense for Justin Herbert, and it's going to be awesome. Like the Chargers are going to be even better than they were last year. So they'll get to blow like a 34-0 lead instead of a 27-0 lead. It's going to be great.
That's right.
The Chargers are always going to Charger. They'll figure out a way. But yeah, so those are the main, like you said, D'Amico Ryan's heading to Houston, so good on him. They'll be bad again for a little bit, but he's going to start putting his boys in place, and I think
Oh
he's going to do
yeah.
really well.
Mike Malone, whatever. Mike Malone, the Nuggets head coach
Yeah.
has the West. Duh.
Why isn't it up on their website though? Is what I'm saying. It has to be them because they're the top seed, but
It came
it's
out
just
today.
not on the roster thing. Oh, okay.
Oh. I don't know
Cool.
why I forgot to tell you that. I'm sorry. I saw it on the
I mean, I
homepage.
knew
I
it was
just
gonna be
tried
because
not to say it out loud.
it's always the top coaches, right?
Yeah.
The coaches from the top seed. So I knew who it was gonna be, but I just didn't know why it was on there or not on there. So yeah, so that's pretty much football. We're gonna wait to see where Aaron Rodgers falls before we start making our predictions for the rest of the league. But they already supposedly, again, these are just rumors that Instagram shoots out like it's nothing, but the rumors is they're wanting to move forward from Rodgers. If that's the case, I don't
Oakland
know.
Raiders. Oh, I mean Las Vegas Raiders.
I've heard the Jets. I've got a lot of inside information, not really, on the Jets, which would be nuts. I don't know how that would work out. But then I also heard Derek Carr to the Jets, so I don't
From
know.
my sources, as Pat McAfee would say, because watching Aaron Rodgers Tuesday on Pat McAfee show, I don't think so. For them to go and get Nathaniel Hackett just to get Aaron Rodgers and not really have too much, like when you look at their best playmakers, they were in year one, they were rookies,
Right.
so you can't really put too much on that. But when you look at the Raiders, they're set up on offense to make some noise.
Devontae Adams just went to go roll out the red carpet for Rodgers. Is that what happened?
Like, no, he's devastated. He definitely went there to play with one of his best friends since college, and Derek Carr. But I mean, hey, listen, like, I understand. Like, the reason he left was he didn't know how many years he had with Aaron Rodgers, and at the end of the day, he wanted to go somewhere where he thought the future was good. Now I think he's like, hey, now I understand. If I can have you as long as I can have you, I'm gonna have you. Because it's not always fucking greener on the other side.
Yeah, and Rodgers sure as hell is going to think the same thing. If they let him go to Las Vegas, he's going to be happy about that.
For sure.
And they want him to go to an AFC squad, so might as well. But yeah, so let's move on from football. And let's talk a little bit about basketball. The All-Star starters got named, and they were pretty obvious except for a couple. So let's start with the East because it was the most obvious. And that's Giannis as the captain, and then Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, Donovan Mitchell, and Jason Tatum. So when you look at that, that pretty much all makes sense, right? Obviously, somebody had to get left out of the front court. It was Joel Embiid. He'll be the first reserve. But these five guys kind of make sense, right? I mean, Kyrie, you can say whatever you want about him, but he's putting up points while Durant's been out, and that's why he's there. But would you have done anything differently with the East?
Not really. Kyrie definitely deserves his spot. Um, it just kind of sucks for GG, man. He's literally doing the same shit as last year. Kind of having Donovan Mitchell on the team, kind of takes away from that. But he literally is doing the exact same shit as last year up to this point, minus the fact that he missed like 8, 9 games at the
Right.
beginning of the season with that fucking stupid ass eye poke for no fucking reason. But he still looks kind of like a goblin a little bit from it. But it that just kind of sucks. But no, I think from the Eastern Conference side, they got it right. I mean, and it's kind of hard not to, from a standpoint. I mean, like some people, oh well, the Heat with Jimmy B, the Heat are what everybody has said they are. Without Jimmy B, yeah, would they be? No, they wouldn't be the team they are. But also, Jimmy B's great night is 32 points.
Right.
Like he's not what the All-Star game is looking for. If there was All-Star defensive game, then he's probably going to be starting all 5 spots for the Eastern Conference.
Right. So let's talk about. I want to talk about this because I think it's going to happen. This might be the first time that so the coaches select the reserves and the players, or not the players, the fans, along with a lot of other factors, well, 2 other factors, get to vote on the starters. So Trae Young should have been a starter as far as the fans are concerned. He was a top 2 vote getter, he might have been right under Garland, but he might not even make the team because I don't think any coaches are going to put this man as an all-star. Would that be surprising to you if this man who gets all the fan votes, or do you think the coaches will kind of bend and say, listen, if the fans want Trae Young in there, we'll put him in there?
No, I mean no.
Because it's got to
I
be
mean,
what, Brunson and Jaylen Brown, right?
I mean, as
This is
far as
just
people,
off the
oh
top of
hey
my head.
Koa,
I don't know who,
yeah,
but
no, it would be
I would think
Brunson,
Brunson and Brown.
Jaylen Brown's already there. Like he's already going to be in. Jaylen Brown,
Right.
James Harden, they're
Oh
they're
yeah,
there.
that's true. Hard.
Like they're there. That extra, if there is going to be another guard spot, it would have went to Tyrese Halliburton, but he's out right now, correct?
Yeah, but he can still get it in like name only.
So I mean,
Yeah,
even
he'll be
it
out for a
could
while.
it like as far as the voting was concerned, DeMar DeRozan could get it over Trae Young.
So many people could get Trae Young. He's not gonna get put in by the coaches, I don't think.
No, I think it would be Jaylen Brown and DeMar DeRozan first
Well, the second
over him.
point to that is why the hell does Trae Young have so many fans? Why does he always get a shit ton of fan votes?
Kids these days, man.
I have no clue, man.
I don't know. I saw a video last week. This coach going up to, it was like I think 10U AAU ball
Uh-huh. And everybody's
with
just jacking
kids. No,
threes.
12U. I think it was 12U. But no, he was asking them uh what player's Melo?
Oh, I
LaMelo
saw that.
Ball. LaMelo Ball. And I was like, bruh,
This
y'all
one kid
crazy.
said Carmelo so confidently that I was like, thank you.
Yeah. But
Thank
like
you.
kids, it's the kids these days that Trae Young's, he's that guy. Like me and you, I don't know about me and you, but I'm definitely not shy about, I don't like him. I don't think he's that great of a player.
I
He's
didn't
one
like him in
dimensional.
Oklahoma. I didn't
And
think he's
I
that good.
legit like feel like all you need is I will get the shorted I would, if I was in the Eastern Conference and I was actually legit scared of Atlanta, if they were a team that we all knew it was going through Atlanta, right? Back in the day,
Well,
Paul
we're
Millsap,
going through them, and
fucking
it's been
fuck
rough.
Al Horford, like back in those days, add
Right.
Trae Young to that team. All I have to do is hire a 5'9" kid that's going to be quick as fuck and stay on his right hand and not let him get the ball up. And he's going to go 4 for 18 from 3 and get free throws all fucking day. This kid's going to get 5 fouls. Trae Young's going to have 20 points. And this team's going to get obliterated by 15, 16. Done. Every game. 5-game series.
Well, he's perfect
That's
from
just
3
how
against us tonight.
that's just how
So
I feel about the guy. Like, is he special? Yeah. Are there a lot of Steph Currys? There's one. Are there a lot of Trae Youngs? No, there's one. Are there many players better than Trae Young and Steph Curry? No. Like they're in their own like category. I understand that, but at the same time, he's not 13 years into this league and shown me anything. Like
if he
Steph
shows
Curry
up,
won. Like People forget it's crazy. 8 years is long time,
Yeah.
but people forget about 2015 Steph Curry. They really do. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, the 2023 Steph Curry puts Trae Young to shame. Like,
But no, I'm saying the youngin, like the
Yeah.
youngin, that just how he was able to put Draymond on his back.
Yeah.
Literally, Clay wasn't Clay. Yeah, he was starting. I think that was third quarter Clay year, 15.
Yeah, I think so.
But Steph is the reason that they were absolutely amazing the next year, even with fuckface. No, that was the year before fuckface
Yeah.
got on the team. Even though I just made I almost made a build after Kevin Durant and said Slim Reaper.
I did that last year. Well, it didn't say Slim Reaper last year,
but no, that link I sent you, it literally
I
shows
saw
up
that.
like
Yeah,
it's
I
cool
saw
as
that.
fuck.
I've seen
But
people in rec with that like thing
so
before.
DeMar DeRozan's is Debo. That's cool as
Yeah.
hell. But yeah, just like what Steph was able to do and bring a team to a championship, and Andre Iguodala that goes to show you that people didn't appreciate it at that point in time.
Right.
Trae Young will never do that, will never be that. And that's what just kind of makes me think one horse pony. You know? Like Steph Curry can do way more than that. Trae Young can't do that much. That's why every time he hits a fucking contested layup, it's an exciting thing for his ass. Steph waits till it's the end of the game and daggers him because they think he's going to shoot a three and goes in for the fucking finger roll.
Right.
Shimmy. And
Well,
but yeah, nah. Trae Young is a wish version. I don't think I'll ever appreciate what he does.
Well, hopefully he won't make another All-Star team, and we won't have to worry about it.
How about the media still hating on Kyrie, the fourth ranked guard, first in player and fan, and fourth in fucking media?
Yeah, a lot of people don't like the off the field or off the court stuff, but who cares if he's putting in buckets, and he's been doing it on a nightly basis. So I'm glad he made it. But so let's shift to the West, and of course it's LeBron James as the captain once again. He'll be the winning captain again because Giannis doesn't know how to pick a team. We'll know tomorrow, but it's LeBron, Steph, Luka, Jokic, and then Zion. So Zion is that guy that when he's on the court, he's an obvious all-star, no problem. But I think he's missed like 26 games. I'm not sure how he really made the roster, but all it means is that there's no fans of Lauri Markkanen. That's really all it means because he deserved to be the fifth starter, but he's not going to get it, obviously. So Zion, I mean, props to him. He won't be a starter because I doubt he comes back in time to actually play. So I think Markkanen's going to be the starter. It's super exciting. But what are you looking at there? And
can you hear
like, do you think that's the right call? What?
Could you hear those dinosaurs going off in the back?
Yeah, I heard
so like I was from Jurassic Park. But no, I think that's just a technicality of putting Zion in there with the voting. Yeah, Lauri's going to get in there, and that does suck. That it's people don't watch basketball, and it's not enough of a thing because it's even if you just watch headlines, he's been all around the headlines. He's been all around Sports Center in the top plays. It's just no respect to him, and yeah, man, it sucks. That's why I put my fucking center on that team. I'm excited for it. I might try to play with them against somebody here soon just because of how special he is. He's, I think, the third ranked player in small forward or small forward, power forward, whatever position they have him in fantasy, but the third ranked at his position. And he went drafted in our league at like 96, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. I mean, I don't have as much of a liking as you do because it wasn't on my team, but I've loved watching. I've actually tuned into a few Utah League Pass games just to watch this dude do his thing, and it's been amazing.
I think it's because I've seen what he was able to do like last year, and like in times where we needed somebody, he was putting up 20, 25, 30 points, but it was literally in a stretch of the second half where we just needed something, and he was the like Amazon version of Cedi Osman. Like he's the Wish version of Lauri Markkanen, and he was just coming out there just doing great things, and he's a Wish version of Kevin Durant. But the way he's playing right now, he could go out to do great things. He's still pretty relatively young. I think this is his fifth, sixth year in the league. So he's still pretty young in his prime right now. And he's one of them forward fucks who's been playing basketball in I don't, not official way, but it's not like AAU where you're playing kids your age.
Right.
Like Luka came over in the draft after winning a European fucking championship.
Yeah.
Like these foreign fucks, and that's not you can't say that shit in 2023. We're about to get canceled for me saying that. But these foreign people, they play professionally at a very young age, and they're not playing against their peers. They're playing against their idols.
Right.
So like he's been playing basketball at not this NBA level. We all know this is the best league in the world, but he's been playing at this type of level for a very long time, and it doesn't faze him at all. So he's just doing shit he knew he was able to do.
Right.
And now that he's on a team where it's him, I'm excited for the kid. And I'm also excited Colin Sexton's not even able to get more than 25 minutes on a legit team.
Right. No, it's so for as far as the Western All-Stars is concerned, the only question is does my dude Booker make it, because he's missed so many games. He's not going to be the 2 guard reserve spots. That's going to be Ja and SGA. I'm calling it. I'm calling my shot now. I know that the podcast comes out the day of the voting, but I'm not editing or anything. I just know that Ja and SGA are the 2 guards. So then it comes down to the reserve spots, right? And the reserve spots can be any role, and it's basically Damian Lillard or De'Aaron Fox, and that's pretty much it. I mean, and then of course my guy Booker. So like, if it's gonna be, you got to have 2 of those 3 guys. Who are you going with out of Damian Lillard, De'Aaron Fox, and Devin Booker?
Probably De'Aaron Fox right now. Honestly,
That sucks, because Fox, but I mean, he's doing his thing.
He's doing his thing. He's there, and the kid doesn't miss a minute. Like the only reason he's not on the court is because the coach doesn't let him. And it's not Devin Booker's fault that he's hurt right now,
but you're gonna, like, I understand the Kings are doing well, but are they gonna have 2 All-Stars? Come on, because Sabonis is there. He's obviously going to be in. Are you going to have Sabonis and Fox and no Suns All-Stars? Get out of here, man. That's probably what's going to happen, but it's crazy to think that that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's just because of injuries, though. I mean, if Booker was playing, he'd clearly be an All-Star.
And also no respect to what Mikal Bridges does as a whole for the Suns.
Yeah, but we're without Booker, we're like 8-13.
I understand that, but without Booker, Chris Paul, both Cams, all you heard from Suns forums and everything was fuck DeAndre, and he can't carry a team.
He can't.
Mikal Bridges
we're losing by 30 to the.
But what's Mikal doing? He probably has fucking
41 now.
Yeah, 15. But I was gonna say 15 plus points, probably 3 blocks, 2
Bridges
steals,
has 23 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds.
See,
no blocks.
That's a guy that he's solid. He does his thing.
He does.
If he was a Lauri Markkanen on a team, he would be able to do 30. He'd give you 38 and 8 every game if you needed it. Put him at the 2 guard, bring him down, bring him more on ball. He could be that Jalen Brunson to Luka Doncic if you needed it.
And we are 3 for 25 from 3-point tonight, by the way.
People, holy shit! But people just don't. They don't appreciate his defensive prowess and what he's able to do. His wingspan, he can scratch his ankle standing up straight. Like, it's insane.
Yeah, it's tough. But, I mean, Booker's, even if he doesn't make the All-Star, he'll replace an injury, which is cool. But just like he did last year.
Before Dame does.
Definitely. Dame's going to be a starter.
Oh, yeah, Dame will
be not a starter, a reserve. I hope
what if Russell got in?
The only other guy I know, because he's in the East, I was thinking DeJounte Murray, but he's in the East. I don't know of another West guy that would even potentially, like,
Anthony Edwards.
I guess, but Minnesota sucks, dude. But yeah, I guess Anthony Edwards he's a baller. I put him in my next week. I'll pull out that thing. I still have it folded up in my desk.
I wanted to go make one of him, but I was like, I already have a fucking three guy.
No, my All-Star predictions. Anthony Edwards was on it. So
no, I know. I was just saying, I love his game. I almost made, because he's on that list of comps you can do on 2K.
Yeah.
I wanted to make him, but I already have a three. I keep wanting to say
Oh,
three guard in today's thing, but
right. It is
I already
three
have a
guards. It is.
three.
The other guy that's been getting thrown out there is Aaron Gordon. So Aaron Gordon would be the potential other guy.
Shout out to Aaron Gordon, but Andrew Wiggins is going to make it before he does, which is stupid as fuck.
No, he
But
won't.
he was a starter last year, bro.
That's up to the fans, dog.
That still makes me want to do crack cocaine to this day.
They should take all the voting away from the fans. I don't care if it's a fan-led sport. I don't care about any of that. Take all
That's
the
the only
voting
reason
away from the
Russ
fans.
is in consideration. What does it say
He's
down
not
here?
for the reserves, though. He's not in consideration for the reserves.
His player rank, it says it here. His player rank is 18th. Fan rank 6th.
That's so crazy. But yeah, like the coaches pick the reserves. There is no fan voting for the reserves, so that doesn't matter.
Klay Thompson, player rank 25, fan rank 5th.
Jeez, man. What's Booker's rankings?
Player rank 7th, fan rank 10th.
Yeah, the fans don't like him because he doesn't like getting double covered at 24-hour fitness. All right, well, we've been going long, so let's keep moving. But no, I hope that Booker gets in. I'll be watching tomorrow night. I hope that he makes it in. But I doubt he will. But he'll be an injury replacement, and we'll get to see that. So that'll be pretty fun. Because there's no way like Kevin Durant won't play, even if he comes back in time. He's not going to try to. He'll pick his team and then he'll bail out.
How about the Kevin Durant team and LeBron team have played 11 times since 2018, and they haven't faced each other since then. Like they haven't. One of them or neither of them have been on the court for the matchup since Christmas of 2018.
That's nuts, dude. So I held this to the end because fuck Djokovic, but a shout out to Djokovic for winning the Australian Open. It was easy. Nobody could challenge him.
I put 50 Cent down to win 8 Cent.
Yeah, that's exactly my point. Like there was nobody that was in his after Kyrgios withdrew, after Nadal withdrew. Well, not withdrew. Nadal lost. It was pretty much a coast, and I don't even think Djokovic lost a set, right? Didn't he go straight sets every single match?
I fell asleep and I never looked at it. I just looked on and saw that I won the money.
I know that his final was straight sets, his semifinal straight set. If he lost a set, it was early on, which I highly doubt he lost a set early on. So shout out to him. Good job.
Hey, but at the beginning of that thing, Tip Top Hippopotamus, whatever the fuck his name is,
Tsitsipas.
He's got some game, bro.
He's good, dude.
He really
he's
does.
like the Greek Andy Roddick in the sense that he always does amazing and he can't get past the big fucking dudes, and so he's never gonna win.
He aced Joker on one serve, and I was like, yo, did I just fuck myself out of 50 Cent for 8 cents?
No,
I looked at it.
Good.
50 Cent on this kid would have won me like fucking like $6.
Right. Tsitsipas is good, but the big three were just they reigned supreme for a reason.
I didn't know that Joke was only 2.5 years younger than Nadal.
Yeah.
It's crazy what like when you invest in like your body and shit, what can happen for you.
They'll soon be out of the league, and then we'll get some Americans and stuff back in there.
But it doesn't seem like he's going to be for another like 5 years. Like
yeah, but he won't be at the top level, I hope.
Bro.
But we'll see.
He was on half of a leg. And still fuck this kid up.
Nah, he wanted that Australian out of revenge for last year.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You saw in the match before. You saw that Gert come out. Whenever was that match where he hurt it or right after he hurt it? But
that was like.
But bro, like I hate how everybody's Mahomes half an ankle game. Fuck that. That was a fucking ref game. But that was more heroic than Mahomes. What he was able to do in the match before. But that just I honestly think this guy could go another 6-7 years playing every fucking master, every open, every whatever the fuck you want to call them, and tennis. All the big guys, if he's going to win at least $10 million, he can go in and win it.
Yeah.
And as long as the country will let him go and do it, he can own that shit. And especially if the King of Clay's gone and he's going to stop and be done, and then we don't have to worry about that Swiss guy over there anymore.
Nadal just needs to only play the French Open every year. Just keep winning that. But the problem is Djokovic will win the other 3, and he'll get so far ahead that it won't even be a problem.
So Nadal has 14 on the clay, right?
Yeah.
Now Joker has 12 at the Australian.
Yeah.
Does Nadal get another one on the
Yeah,
clay?
he'll get another French for sure.
Because that'll be crazy if this motherfucker comes and gets the single. I thought that was always going to stay with Nadal. Like, that's the one thing that would always stay with Nadal. But this motherfucker just can't lose in Australia.
Right.
And if he does it another 6-7 years, that's 18, 19. So
no, I feel like Kyrgios is eventually gonna win one. He is Australian. He's gonna.
That's my guy, bro.
Unless he gets kicked out of the league before then for being such a bad boy of tennis. But,
yeah, that's my guy.
Yeah, I like Kyrgios.
If we were famous, I'd get canceled for this. But doesn't he look like a Taliban, bro? Like he's just so tan and
I mean,
big,
he is a tan person.
Just scary. He's huge.
I've never thought that he looked like a
destroyer.
Taliban. He's Australian or New Zealand or wherever.
I don't know what a Taliban person looks like. I've never seen one.
I mean, they're from Afghanistan. They're not from Australia.
But just how tan he is and how scary. He just looks big and scary, and he's just a freak.
Okay.
Like when does he break through it? He's had that body since he was like.
Well, he's athletically good enough. He can beat these guys. It's just he's mentally a nut job. He's a psycho. So once he gets that shit put together, he'll be fine. He was injured this year, but all right. Yeah. So, anyways, we're running long. We're just chatting, doing our bro thing. So who do we want to shout out? I don't want to leave it on Djokovic. So who are we going to shout out and get out of here?
You know what? Hold on. It's going to cut off of YouTube for a second, but I saved a picture. And I want to see what it was. Oh, look at me and baby girl. All right, I got it.
All right.
You ready?
Yeah.
You can't see me, but you can hear me. So shout out to Siena Basketball's Michael Bauer. He lost his dad over the weekend to cancer. On Coaches versus Cancer night, he went out and had the biggest game of his career with 18 points, 12 rebounds, and a romp over Iona. Everybody's heard of Iona. Not a lot of people have heard of Siena. So that's a big thing. But guess what? This man came out averaging 3.8 points per fucking game.
Let's go.
This man was nothing. So shout out to Mr. Bauer. Like, shit sucks. We both have lost parents. It sucks. Like, and to go out and do that. Whenever I lost my dad, I kind of shut down for months. There was no way in hell I'd been able to go out and do that. And especially with cancer, it's probably something that he knew.
Right.
But to go out and being somebody who goes and averages 3.8 points a game, he knew he was the cheerleader and wanted to be there as a cheerleader. And for some reason, whether it was a mismatch, his coach just wanted to be like, hey, sport, go out there and live your best because your dad's gone, you know? He went out there and literally went out and had the game of his life for his late dad.
Nice.
And shout out to Bauer. That was amazing. I saved that. I was like, this will be the perfect shout out at the end of it. So yeah, I'm glad I remembered that. That was an amazing story. If you want to go look up the highlights, he's definitely going to look like somebody who would make it in the NBA at some point in time. So hopefully dude goes and keeps growing from this. And that's awesome. And like we both know with me and the loss of my dad, how still to this day it impacts me in not the best way. And for this kid to turn around right afterwards and to go out on a pretty much fuck cancer night and have the game of his life was really cool. So be like Mr. Bauer and be a stud and not a scrub.